Hey, it's Kelly Alexander for The Kelly Alexander Show, hanging out with Victoria Duffield. My girl, I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I was so looking forward to seeing you today.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited. She answered my tweet, which always makes me happy. So I want to talk to you about the album Accelerate. First of all, tell us why that title name, and also what was it like? Was there added pressure coming out with album 2?
I chose the title to be Accelerate because to me, Accelerate means pushing forward and not having boundaries and going after what you want. So I feel like that's kind of describes me as a person. And as I've sort of grown up and matured over these last couple of years, that's, kind of what I kind of wanted to live by is really, pushing forward and continuing to move forward. And I think I did that in the making of the album. And I think the lyrics kind of capture that as well. And it's just a great message to be able to get across to people to go after your dreams. And yeah, as an artist, second album, there is some pressure. There's the pressure to take that next step and to keep evolving. And I always get a little nervous before, songs are released and albums drop. But for me, it was just really exciting having this new music out after spending so much time on it and just, feeling confident in my work.
Was there a conscious choice for you with the sound of this album? Like, obviously, you've stuck to your roots to a degree, but then, like, listening to the album, like, Cherry Red is a bit left of center, so it's holographic. There's a bit of drum and bass going on. Was that important for you to push the box out a little bit?
It was important to me to part of that sort of growth as an artist to try other things, but I feel like it's all still me. I feel like there's a bit of a mix of songs, but they all still have that sort of tie together. So it just kind of shows the range of songs that I also love to perform in shows. There's some on there that are just more sort of fun summer pop songs like More Than Friends, and then ones that go a bit darker and edgier like Holographic, and those are the kind of songs I look forward to doing choreography too, because you can have a bit more fun with them, and then also kind of showing a bit more of my vulnerable side with some of the ballads on the album too. I think kind of shows more of Victoria.
In the writing of it, do you write from a personal place, or do you try to put yourself in your fans' place? Like how do you write?
Kind of a mixture. I'll sometimes just sort of come up with song ideas that I feel are relatable topics, and sometimes it's just something that I've gone through that I want to write about and that I want to get across to people that I feel like they'll be able to connect with as well. And it was great for this album having so much time to make sure there was lots of me put in the album as I grew up and, more life experiences. I could draw from more things to express to my fans.
When you are writing, do you need to be like in a safe place, if I can put that? Like, do you need to be at home, or can you write on the road? Like, how does that work?
I mostly co-write with people, so I'll go to their studios and write there. But song ideas kind of come up at any time, and then I'll just pull up my phone, pull up notes, and start typing away. So song ideas kind of hit me at like any time. Lots of times it's like when I'm driving, it makes it difficult because then I can't write them down and I have to try to remember them. But it's a good test. If I remember the idea, then it's probably a strong one, and if I don't, it was probably worth chucking to the side.
We all know dance very important to you. Do you, when you're creating the songs, are you already getting ideas? Like, I know you have a choreographer, Luther Brown. Everyone knows Luther. But it's important for you to have your stamp on your moves that's going with your song.
I think just as a dancer, you always kind of have those visuals in your head when you hear a song. For me, it's not really sort of specific choreography I see in my head, but there's certain songs that I'll get more excited about to learn and to incorporate in a show. I was so excited to have Holographic incorporated in the Backstreet Boys tour because just from when I heard the song, the beats in it were just so interesting, and I knew that Luther would just eat that up and it would become this monster of a show song. So it's fun to have those songs that I really get excited to learn the dance moves for.
As a dancer, as a vocalist, who do you look to, like, for inspiration? Like, obviously you're looking to yourself, but is there an artist or like a dancer out there that, like, you're like, I love what they do and that sort of inspires me to keep going?
There's quite a few artists. Justin Timberlake, I think, is an incredible artist, and his dance ability, it's just so natural. Like, it doesn't look forced, and his talent just oozes from him. Britney Spears was a huge influence of mine growing up, and Janet Jackson as well. She has such, like, power and just star quality. She's amazing. So I definitely look up to Janet.
If you could go to lunch with an artist to pick their brain about life and music and the music industry, who would you take to lunch?
I'd like to go for lunch with Julie Andrews. It's kind of a little bit off from what you were saying, but I would like to. She's had so much experience in the industry in so many ways. Mm-hmm. I think like getting to really learn from her and draw from her experiences would be a very interesting conversation. Speaking
of that, you've been doing more acting. Is that an offshoot of who Victoria Duffield is, or is that all part of you, like singing, dancing, acting? Is that like from the core?
It's all part of it. Yeah. It's another one of my passions. Focusing on Accelerate kind of, put my acting on hold for a bit just because the focus was getting the album done and making sure it was right. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if time allows, sort of coming up, if I have a bit of time off to do some auditions and go for some stuff, shoot a couple of movies, why not?
Is it important for you to get nominated for music awards like an MMVA? Like, is it important for you, and is it important for you for your like the industry to know that you are being recognized?
I think it's just flattering to be recognized for your hard work at any point, as an artist. That's kind of the way that you can be recognized. I mean, it's great having support from people, but then getting nominations is just a nice way for people to say, you're doing a great job, keep it up. And whether you win or not, I think just kind of getting their recognition is fantastic. So, I mean, just recently being nominated at MMVAs, it's just exciting. And, someone asked me, have you prepared your speech in case you win? And I was like, no, I actually haven't even thought about it at all. Not really, it's not really what I'm expecting. Mm-hmm. But if it happened, I would have just sort of, winged it,
That's good. That's good. Winged it. Good. We have a lot of people that are listening from, across the pond right now in Australia, Japan. Coming from Canada, is it important for you to break big?
Well, yes. I mean, I'm so blessed to have such amazing support from my home country in Canada, and it's so great having such amazing continued support. My first album was also released in Japan, and I've had awesome support from there as well, and looking forward to hopefully releasing my second album there too. And then opening up more internationally. I mean, the more people I can touch with my music, the more people I can meet and perform for, and have my music be familiar with them, and I would be fantastic.
Social media, I have to ask you, how important is it to you to get the response right away from your fans? And also, which platform do you like the best to respond to you? Is it Instagram? Is it Twitter? Is it Facebook?
I love the fact that there's like so much importance in social media, because for me, it's super important as an artist, not only to let people know about what's coming up and sort of news that I need to let them know about. It's having that connection with my fans in between shows. Like getting to see them at shows is great, but then it's what about all that time in between? So it's awesome to have that outlet to reach out to them and talk to them and be a real person and be able to sort of have conversations with people. And also for fans in other countries like Japan. I have never been there yet. Can't wait to go there. But I have fans there. And so I'm able to talk with them and say thank you in a way before even meeting them. I think it's amazing. I mean, I'm active on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Are you obsessed? Are you obsessed with one of them?
I'm more on Twitter.
Okay.
Like I'll definitely check Twitter more often, like refresh it. But I appreciate Instagram because I kind of talk a lot. So it's really hard for me to shorten my tweets sometimes. So I just go, oh, well, as long as there's a picture, I'll just put it in Instagram, and then I can write my novel and then people can click on the link.
And before I let you go, obviously Accelerate's just out. You've got a lot of promotion to do. Are we going to see Victoria Duffield live, like on a tour though, in our cities, in our towns?
I sure hope so. I was very disappointed that my tour with the Backstreet Boys skipped over Montreal. It was very sad, but I mean, I absolutely love it here. My fans in Montreal are amazing, and I can't wait to do another tour coming up very soon. I'll let you all know when that happens.
Awesome. Victoria Duffield, Kelly Alexander, thanks for hanging out on the Kelly Alexander Show.